Let's talk about giants. In one corner, the iPhone, not just a phone but a cultural icon and the engine behind Apple's global dominance. For over 15 years, it's set the standard for smartphones, premium hardware, seamless ecosystem, and a brand people trust. In the other corner, TikTok, not a product you buy, but a digital force that's redefined entertainment and social media at lightning speed. TikTok, owned by ByteDance, is all about attention. Its algorithm keeps users hooked, making anyone a potential viral star. This is a clash of titans. Apple's financial might and hardware mastery versus TikTok's explosive cultural influence. The iPhone generates more money than many countries, built on years of engineering and brand loyalty. TikTok, meanwhile, commands the most valuable currency of the digital age, our time and attention. So, who's the real giant? To find out, we need to dig deeper. We'll compare their revenue, capital, and user bases to see where their true power lies. We'll break down how each makes money and the risks they face in a rapidly changing world. It's the established king of hardware versus the disruptive social media challenger. Let's dive in. When it comes to making money, the iPhone is unmatched. In 2024, the iPhone alone generated $165 billion in revenue, more than Disney and Nike combined. This single product is Apple's financial engine, powering everything from new devices to Apple TV+. Apple's net profit for the year, around $80 billion, with the iPhone responsible for a huge chunk thanks to high margins. Apple's mastery of premium pricing and loyal customers gives it a war chest for innovation and resilience. Now ByteDance in 2024 it reported $125 billion in revenue, driven by TikTok's explosive growth. That's astonishing for a company so young, showing how fast digital platforms can scale. ByteDance's profit was about $32 billion. Impressive, but less than half of Apple's. The difference? Apple's hardware brings higher margins, while ByteDance's ad-driven model is still ramping up. ByteDance is investing heavily in global expansion, while Apple is a mature profit machine. Both are giants, but their financial stories are very different. Apple's profits are steady and massive, ByteDance's are growing fast but still catching up. The iPhone is a cash cow, TikTok is a rocket ship, but both are rewriting the rules of tech business. To grasp their scale, let's look at assets and valuation. Apple's total assets about $280 billion, including a mountain of cash for investments and acquisitions. Its market cap, around $2.5 trillion, making it the world's most valuable company. This reflects decades of innovation, brand building, and investor confidence. The iPhone is the main driver behind this astronomical figure. ByteDance, though private, is valued at roughly $240 billion, the world's top startup by far. That's only a tenth of Apple's value, but staggering for a company just over a decade old. ByteDance's assets are growing fast, focused on technology, algorithms, and user data rather than physical goods. Apple's empire is built on tangible products and a vast supply chain. ByteDance's strength is in digital assets and global reach. Their strategies are fundamentally different. Apple's is physical, ByteDance's is digital. Both models are powerful, but Apple's capital fortress is unmatched. ByteDance is catching up, but Apple's lead is enormous. The numbers tell a story of two very different empires. User numbers reveal different strengths worldwide. In the US, the iPhone dominates with over 140 million users, over half the market. Yet TikTok surpasses that, with 170 million American users across all devices. In China, the iPhone is a premium niche, but ByteDance's Douyin boasts 750 million daily users, an internet staple. In the UK and Canada, the iPhone leads with 50–55% market share, while TikTok is a social media powerhouse. Japan? The iPhone rules with over 65% share, but TikTok faces stiff competition from local apps. In emerging markets like India and Southeast Asia, the iPhone is aspirational but niche due to price. Before its ban, TikTok had over 200 million users in India, showing its mass appeal where affordability matters. Across Southeast Asia and Latin America, TikTok's growth is explosive, reaching hundreds of millions who may never own an iPhone. The iPhone is king in wealthy markets. TikTok thrives everywhere, especially where smartphones are cheap. Apple's influence is deep but limited by price. TikTok's is broad, crossing borders and devices. Both have global reach, but their user maps look very different. The battle for attention is everywhere. Apple and TikTok make money in radically different ways. Apple's iPhone is a premium product, designed, built, and sold at high margins. But the real genius is the ecosystem. Buy an iPhone, and you're drawn into a world of Apple devices and services. The App Store, Apple Music, iCloud, and more turn one-time buyers into recurring revenue streams. This sticky ecosystem keeps users and their wallets locked in. TikTok, meanwhile, is free to use. Your attention is the product. ByteDance's algorithm keeps you scrolling, serving up endless content and ads. The more you watch, the more ads they sell. Advertisers love TikTok's engaged audience. TikTok is expanding fast e-commerce with TikTok Shop, in-app purchases, and virtual gifts for creators. It's not just ads. TikTok is turning trends into instant sales and new revenue streams. Apple sells hardware and services. TikTok monetizes engagement and culture. Both models are wildly successful but fundamentally different. Apple's is about ownership and loyalty. TikTok's is about attention and virality. Each is a masterclass in modern business. Even giants face big risks. For Apple, the iPhone's biggest threat is market saturation. Upgrades are incremental and rivals offer similar features for less. If the iPhone loses its edge or cool factor, profits could slip. Regulatory pressure is rising, especially over App Store fees and monopoly concerns. Forced changes could threaten Apple's lucrative services. Apple's reliance on Chinese manufacturing is another risk. Trade disputes or instability could disrupt its supply chain. For TikTok, the main risk is political. Its Chinese ownership sparks national security fears in the US and beyond. Threats of bans or forced sales loom, and a misstep could cost TikTok its biggest markets. TikTok also faces fierce competition. Meta and Google are copying its format and fighting for attention. Social media trends are fickle. What's hot today can vanish tomorrow. Content moderation is a constant challenge, balancing free speech with safety. Both companies must innovate and adapt to survive. The stakes are high and the landscape is always shifting. Even titans can stumble. So who's the real giant, iPhone or TikTok? By financial power, it's Apple, hands down. Its revenue, profits, and market cap dwarf ByteDance. The iPhone's business model is a profit machine perfected over decades. Apple's fortress of cash and loyal customers gives it unmatched stability. ByteDance is growing fast, but it's still catching up financially. On the balance sheet, Apple wins easily. But if we measure cultural influence, TikTok takes the crown. In just a few years, TikTok has reshaped music, fashion, language, and even politics. Its algorithm shapes what billions see, think, and buy. TikTok creates celebrities, sets trends, and commands attention like nothing else. The iPhone is the stage, TikTok is the show, Apple is the tool, TikTok is the content. For cultural impact, especially among the young, TikTok is the new giant. The answer depends on your metric money or influence. Comparing the iPhone and TikTok is like comparing two kinds of gravity. The iPhone is a stable, massive force, Apple's empire built on design, capital, and global reach. It's changed the economy, put supercomputers in our pockets, and shaped the tech industry. Apple's decisions ripple across the world, creating jobs and setting standards for privacy and innovation. It's a titan of the industrial age, now ruling the digital one. TikTok, meanwhile, is the power of culture and algorithms. Its strength is measured in hours of attention, viral trends, and global connection. TikTok has democratized fame and given a new generation a voice. It proves cultural influence can rival financial might. Both giants shape our world in profound ways. The iPhone builds the infrastructure, TikTok fills it with culture. One rules the physical realm, the other the social. Who's bigger? It depends, capital or culture. But together, their rivalry will define our digital future.